Hey, thanks for listening to my podcast. If you ever wanted to have your very own podcast, I can tell you how to set it up right now. Anchor is an awesome app that's free to download. You can use its creation tools to edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast so that you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more other platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenerships. And also, it has everything that you need in one place. All you need to do is go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. I look forward to hearing your new podcast any day now. Thanks. And now back to the show. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Average Woman Podcast. I'm that lady, Miss Nicole, coming at you today with another topic that is near and dear to my spirit. So let's get into it, ladies. Today, let's talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, because that's what the whole point of this channel is, to get us to our best, most righteous way of being that would make the Most High the most proud of us. So at this time, let's talk about how the Proverbs 31 woman would manage her emotions and her feelings. Because I think that it's important that we women understand that emotions and feelings are super powerful, and they get us fucked up every time. Every time we sit there and try to indulge and entertain our feelings and our emotions and just do the most, all we do is get ourselves in trouble. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to get it all out on the table. We are going to be better. It's getting crucial. We're in the last days. We need to be trying to step our game up. We need to stop leaning toward what feels good and what's funny and easy going. And we need to really talk about these topics, because we need to gain more self-control over ourselves. And at the end of the day, you should not be entertaining your feelings, because your feelings are temporary bursts of emotions. It's like spraying air freshener in the room. And once the smell dissipates, you don't even remember what it was anymore. You have to be more in control of yourself as a woman in these days, especially if you want a man, especially if you have children and you're trying to raise children. Your feelings is something that that is going to cause you a lot of pain if you don't put them things in check. And we will be right back. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, queenfromcreation@gmail.com. If you need me, NicoleArcher.com is my business page. Hit me up. I'm here. I'm ready. Let's do this. And we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, and we are back. So today we're talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. And if you don't know who the Proverbs 31 woman is, I have a video, a playlist with discussions, an in-depth discussion about the Proverbs 31 woman. She is basically the ultimate wife. She uplifts her husband. She takes care of her children. She has a business. She's blessed. She's keeping, God's laws to the point that, he had to mention her. You know what I'm saying? He described the woman that would be considered a godly woman to this day. A woman who's in order, a woman who has business about herself, a woman who loves her husband and her children, who respects and honors her husband and promotes him, whose name is good in the community where they live in. That is the Proverbs 31 woman. And our goal is some of our goal is to become that perfect woman in God's eye, that perfect wife to a man that the Most High has sent to you. So when we think about our feelings, and let's think about her, Because the Proverbs 31 woman, she gets up early in the morning, according to the scripture. She gets up early in the morning. She has businesses. She makes things to sell. She feeds her children. She makes clothes make sure her kids have clothes and everything during the seasonal months. I mean, she own it, you know. And the people in the town respect her. She's a good businesswoman, and she represents her husband well. Okay, so we are trying to get to that. We're all trying to obtain that awesomeness. We're all trying to obtain that awesomeness. So when you think about all the things that she has going on, the last thing that you could possibly think about is her entertaining her feelings or feeling some type of way about anything. She's not going to be entertaining her feelings when it's her time of the month. She's not going to be laying up in the bed talking about she don't feel good all day, because she knows that that the business continues no matter how she feels about it. She got to get up and do what she got to do. And it ain't no need to complain about it, because she is the only one to do it, because she is the mother, she is the wife, she is the lady of the house. So she is the one who got to be the shaker and baker and make things happen. So once you accept your responsibility and your position as a woman in your own house, the last thing that you about to do is have an attitude about taking care of your home. Because who else is coming in your house to take care of you? Nobody. Nobody's coming to your house to do anything. That's your responsibility. You know, your responsibility is to train the children so that they understand the importance of keeping the house clean and, you know, having skills. The girls learning how to cook, the boys being with their father, learning the things they need to learn. We're supposed to domesticate our women. A lot of us don't like our roles, but your role is supposed to be at that house, cooking and cleaning and taking care of responsibilities that are not going to get taken care of unless you do it. And as I stated, I know that, you know, y'all not traditional. Well, the times have changed, and I understand that times have changed, but it's only one correct way to raise children. It's only one correct way to be a wife and have a husband. Yeah, and none of that is going to be done doing it the way that you think it's supposed to be, because it's already been written how it's supposed to be done. So actually what you're doing is just making things up as you go along to suit your idea of what you think is right, which is totally wrong. You know, we're not here on earth to do what we want to do. We're here on earth to do what is required of us. And a lot of you women, you spend too much time entertaining your feelings and your emotions about shit that really don't need to be entertained. If you're fussing at your husband, your husband's responsibility is not to come home, not to take care of the house. I mean, like the cooking and the cleaning, that's not his responsibility. And if any of you fussing at your husband like he's supposed to be working 9 to 5 cleaning up, you selfish as hell. You selfish. You are supposed to handle that, and you have help. The children are your help. You need to learn to train them to be a help to you instead of a hindrance. So that's like part number one. Your husband, after he done worked all day, 8 hours, 10 hours, however much time you put in, the last thing he should have to do is come home and be expected to do anything. Period. He shouldn't have to come home and bust his ass and work and cook and all this other stuff. You should have his stuff laid out ready for him, because he want to chill and watch TV, because he got to get up the next day and do it all over again. Y'all know how that is. But see, when you have a man, you forget how hard it is out there in the streets. And remember, he's not doing a desk job all day. He's out doing something laborious, something strenuous on his body, something that tires him out. But see, you don't understand that, and nor do you care, because you're going to do what you want to do regardless. You don't take that into consideration. And the bottom line is, if the children are too much for you to handle, that's also your fault, because you need to learn how to get your kids in order so that they're not stressing you out. You need to learn how to discipline your children. You need to make sure that your kids respect you, and you need to make sure that your actions are worthy for your kids to respect. And you need to also make sure that your mouth is always correct when it's about their father, because the kids need to respect somebody. The kids need to fear somebody. And everybody need to fear daddy, because daddy is the authority figure over the house. How can he protect you if you don't listen to him? So it is your job as the mother to calm your emotions down and think of this more as a practical business situation. Since y'all like real understanding with Mr. Charlie and, you know, his business practices and stuff, I think that you should look at your marriage as a business. And your husband is the CEO. And whatever he says, that's what it is. And if you respect that, God gonna bless you. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult because you don't want to follow what he say, because you figure you know better than he do. But even if you do, if he respects you, he's going to listen to what you got to say. And he's going to take that into consideration. But if your shit don't make no sense, don't be offended if he say that don't make no sense and don't want to deal with it. It is what it is. It is his prerogative whether he wants to listen to you or not. And you should respect that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing, you know. You just got to step your game up so that you can earn his trust, and so that he'll hear you and want to listen to you, you know. But always in your feelings about foolishness, and always got to go word for word with him with everything. That's how you hold yourself back. You in your feelings because you don't like how he talking to you. Well, don't take offense to what he's saying. Figure out why he's saying what he's saying, and why he's saying it the way he's saying it. I mean, it's for you to crack the code of your husband. The more that you find out how to love him, the easier your life will be. Period. Because that's what we're here. They're not here to love us. They're here to protect us, to love us, you know. But we are there. We're here to. We're there. They're not here to cater to our feelings. They're here to love us, but love us in a more intelligent way. To see us for who we are. They're not here to entertain our feelings and emotions and all this other stuff. They just don't do that. They're just not capable of that. You know, some of them are. Some men are very emotional and can handle that. But most men, they don't want to deal with your feelings. You need to deal with your own feelings. And the best way to deal with your feelings is not to entertain them. Part of entertaining your feelings is about having self-discipline. You know, if you don't listen, if you can ignore your feelings and give yourself some discipline, you'll be surprised about the things that you can accomplish. You know, I don't entertain my feelings. I can't. You know, no matter what I feel like, it's things that gotta be done, and I'm the only one who can do it. And I don't have a problem with that. Why would I? When what I'm doing is to benefit me and my home and my house. So I should be happy about that. And I want y'all to look at it like that. You can always look at shit in a negative way, but why not look at things in a positive manner, especially when it's about you. Most of your problems and your worries, if your problems and your worries don't have nothing to do with your house, then you need to stay out these streets, because the only problems and worries that should be worrying and probleming you is your house. Everything else can catch a fade. Nobody else's problem should supersede what you got going on at your crib. Period. And if you learn to leave the world outside and let the world deal with its problems, you'll be able to handle your little bit of problems at your crib a little bit better. You won't be so emotional, so ridiculous, you know, so embarrassing. You know, you can grasp hold of that thing and maybe try to pull it together. Some of y'all. But some of y'all gonna be in y'all feelings forever. And part of another thing that gets you in trouble that y'all entertain too much is your vagina. Y'all entertain that too much. Y'all entertain y'all vaginas way too much. And it's to your own downfall. Because can't nobody tell you nothing. and you don't listen. So the whole point in you understanding what I'm about to say is really fruitless on my behalf, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because at the end of the day, you women control access to life. You women control access to life. You women determine if a child is born and if a child is not born. You women determine that. And you women need to start paying a little bit more attention to who you laying with and how often you laying and what you doing when you laying with these men. You being very irresponsible with your bodies. And it makes absolutely no sense. The easiest thing for you to do in this world is not to get pregnant. The way that you avoid getting pregnant is you avoid having a man stick his penis inside of your vagina without protection, without some type of barrier between you and him. If you didn't know that, that is how you avoid that. You need to use some type of protection. The pull-out method is not good enough these days, and it's not safe. You women are being an embarrassment to yourself, and you tearing your bodies down with these procedures that you're doing to yourself because you don't understand that sex is just about reproduction. Sex is not something that you do because you just feel like doing it. It is about reproduction, creating life. So if you're not trying to create life, you should not be having intercourse. Period. You need to turn that light off. The problem is that y'all so obsessed with your ass, your boobs, your hair, your face, that you really not even thinking. You just using your body up. You're just using your body up and tearing it down. You can do anything in this world besides have sex all the time. You don't have to get pregnant when you have sex. You need to monitor your cycle. That week that you're about to ovulate, the week of your ovulation, you need to not have sex. And I said this in a previous video. I did a video talked about this long time ago. It's very easy not to get pregnant. Very easy not to get pregnant. You have to not have sex during your cycle, during the time you're ovulating. So that way there is no egg to be fertilized. If there's no egg to be fertilized, that means that you can't get pregnant. So you need to track your cycle and make sure that you're having sex any appropriate times so that you will not need procedures to correct issues that could already be corrected. Now, I'm not speaking to people who were violated. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. I'm not even entertaining that. All I'm saying is that you control access to pregnancies. You control access to birthing children. And the way that you stop that is by stop having intercourse with men without any protection. And also, if you're not going to use protection, don't have sex when you're ovulating, because that's what the problem is. When you're ovulating, you're having sex and he's coming inside of you, and the egg the sperm is meeting your egg, and you're getting pregnant. In case you don't know, but that's what the hell is going on. You can't get pregnant if it's outside of your fertility window. So if you have if you know your fertility window, you'll know I better not have sex right now because I can get pregnant. And I don't want to have any children at this time because I'm not in the type of relationship that would foster me to bring a child into this world. This is a one night stand, or I don't know this dude, or he's not the one, or whatever the excuse is. But you make things, when you have children, you erase your options for having feelings about shit. When you start having kids, you erase those feelings and emotions for having concerns about anything. Once you begin to start pushing children out of your body, your feelings and your worries are gone. You have to care about them, because they can only get what you give them. They need your love, your guidance, your attention, your affection, this from you. But you're not able to give them that because you done ran their father off, so you ain't got nobody to attend to you. And because you don't have nobody to attend to you, you don't want to give nobody else no love because you mad. And that's a terrible emotional hang-up that just fucks everything up. The problems in our household begins and ends with the mother, because you're out of order and you out of place, and you entertaining feelings and emotions that should not be entertained or expressed. And I hate to be the one to tell you, but I really do. I think that it's time that we put our feelings aside, stop harboring all this animosity towards our husbands because we don't like what they saying, we don't like what they doing, we didn't like this and we didn't like that, and do what works. If you got to forgive them 1,000 times, forgive them 1,000 times. That's who you chose to have as your children's father. It is not a man's responsibility to take care of other children that don't belong to him. So once you have a kid with a man, if he want to still be with you, you should let him and respect him and honor him and appreciate him for that, because no man is going to take care of another man's child. You done lost your mind. It does not work that way. It does not work that way. Most men are not eager to put on another man's drawers. Sorry, they not. Just like another woman is not eager to put on another woman's drawers and take care of her children. Women don't do that. Most women don't do that, and most men don't do that. So for you to expect a man for a man to come and say, I love you and your children, and wanna take care of y'all, he shouldn't have to ask you to do anything. You should always come to him smiling, happy, bringing him good tidings and joy. You should always be that way, because that's something. That's something, because people don't do that. No matter how you feel about it. Y'all, you've gone out here, you've done all kind of crazy shit, and now you want to suffer the consequences, but you don't want to suffer the consequences. You want to change the story, and the story don't change. The story can't change because you didn't write the story. The rules is what the rules is, and can't nobody stop that. We have to learn how to fix our shit so we can stop making excuses for the person that we want to be, but the person that we can't become because we are in our feelings too much. Not giving a fuck about the wrong thing. We give a damn about the wrong shit, and we don't give a damn about the wrong shit, the right shit. So it does matter at the end of the day. But your feelings don't matter. What's your emotional intelligence is when having emotional intelligence is when you understand the big picture. When you get the big picture, when you can see the forest for the trees, and you not hung up on just the bugs that's on the ground in front of you. When you can see the big picture. When you got this man in your life, and you got this family now, and y'all together, and you like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not walking out. That's the big picture. We done went too far to turn back now. We done been together X many years. That's something, y'all. And because you feel like that's nothing, that you got something better out here, you missing something, you lose everything. You've got to get your emotions under control. The Proverbs 31 woman has too much to do to be thinking about her feelings and entertaining her emotions and causing problems and grief and strife in her home, when she's the one responsible for maintaining a harmonious balance in her home. She's the creator of that. She's the woman of the house. And as the woman of the house, that is your job. To teach the children to learn to live in order. But you can't do that because if you don't have that knowledge about yourself, you definitely can't teach it to the kids. You definitely can't teach it to the kids. But I want to wrap this up. I just want to say, make sure that you like and subscribe to the Average Woman channel. Thank you so much. Queen from Creation at NicoleArcher.com or queenfromcreation@gmail.com. Shalom.